And so we enter day 2 of the trip. So this goes on for quite a while, and we don't have the option to sleep. I guess often on school excursions you usually have to wake up early, so it makes sense that we wouldn't go into great condition. Visiting historical sites. I know there's a pretty good castle around there too. So yep, there's King Kakuji. Not entirely sure what that is. That actually might be Kiyomizu-dera now I think about it. When I was there, there's this one area where you go downstairs and it's completely dark, and you just have to feel your way around with the walls. Has Kamogawa literally just been Duck River? Because Kamo is duck and Gawa is river, so... Anyway, we're about to have a particularly significant scene.
We should probably head back. We don't want to miss curfew. The later it gets, it becomes.
Much on what she's actually referring to here. When I tried looking up a definition, it just meant like the market in general, which I don't think is what she's talking about. The main reason why I couldn't turn up much on this is that when I type in Shijo, I got some idol anime character constantly in the research results, so... Yeah, if anyone knows exactly what she's referring to here, maybe say in the comments.
Why are you still concerned about me? Our days of fighting together are over. We have no common goal to fight for, no enemies to defeat, no reason to be friends.
That's not true.
We've reached our conclusion. Why should we continue on? Everything I believed in was a lie. And in the end, I failed to.
You failed to what? To protect the most important person in your life? Is that what you're trying to say? You said you were atoning for what the Kirito group did in the past, but that's not true. You were only fighting to protect your father.
That's right. I fought to protect him, and look what happened. My trust for the chairman blinded me, and I fell right into his trap. There was nothing I could do. My father placed the onus of responsibility all upon himself. And ever since the incident, he looked as if he was dead inside. I fought so that he could release the shame and guilt that burdened him so. But my efforts were futile, and now my life is without meaning. Right?
I'm sorry, but we don't know that for sure yet. Hey, did you know that I used to live around here? After my dad died, my mom spent all her time throwing herself at random men. I couldn't stand to see her acting like that, so I used to come out here to the riverbank to get away. My belief in my dad was all I had.
Your father was only doing what he thought was best.
Yes, but it was still wrong. So he fought to the end to try and make it right again. He never gave up. He believed shadows were dangerous and they needed to be stopped, even if it meant losing his life. That's why I fight. I want to eliminate the Dark Hour and fulfill my dad's final wish.
Fulfill his final wish.
That's all no, we can do. Right, Senpai?
Yes. Yes, I agree, Takeba. It's not over yet. Nothing has been decided. We must put an end to this. For the sake of my father, and yours.
Senpai.
Yukari, will you stand with me until the end?
Well, I guess we should go and take a bath together now.
To take a bath together?
Yeah, in the outdoor hot spring back at the hotel. It's really nice. Now that we have everything out in the open, there's nothing left for us to hide.
Nothing.
Hey, stop blushing. I didn't mean it like that.
The fandom might disagree with you there. Just saying.
Anyways, we should really get going. It's already past curfew.
There's no need to worry, Father. I am not alone, and I'll never look back again.
By resolving to carry on her father's dying wish, Mitsuru attains her ultimate persona, Artemisia. Artemisia is actually fairly similar to Yukari's ultimate persona, in that it doesn't really get all that much new, just improvements on what it already could do. Namely, better ice skills, a full healing spell, and the Ice Amp and Ice Break skills. So she still doesn't get multi-target healing, but Mitsuru's always been more about offense. If you need a healer, Yukari's more the character that you want to use. Mitsuru's healing is mostly just a backup option, for emergencies. Ice Break is definitely something that really helps Mitsuru though. More so, I feel, than Akihiko's Elect Break for him. Since Mitsuru is really all about dealing ice elemental damage, enemies being immune to that really hampers her ability to be useful, so Ice Break is really great in that regard. Combined with the fact that she already has Mind Charge from before, and yeah, she can get pretty powerful. I've seen Mitsuru used in quite a lot of endgame teams. Her versus Yukari is really more dependent on whether you want safety versus raw damage output. The two of them are still both great to use in battle. As for Artemisia's mythological origins, it's actually a little bit complicated. Artemisia's kind of a blend of two different figures. Firstly is the actual Greek goddess Artemis, the goddess of the moon and the hunt, who's associated with children, motherhood, and animals as well. This is actually stated to be the persona's inspiration in the art book, and the reason why I say this is that the name Artemisia actually refers to something different. In this case, it's an actual person, Artemisia I of Caria. She was the queen of an ancient Greek city-state in about 480 BC, and she fought against the Greeks as an ally of King Xerxes I of Persia. Artemisia is mainly remembered for the unique way she managed to evade capture during a major naval battle. She had an enemy ship on her tail, and it seemed like there was nowhere for her to run because her own path was blocked by friendly ships. What she did was she took down all the Persian flags on her vessel, and then rammed a ship on her own side. This made the Greeks either think that she was one of theirs, or that she had actually defected from the Persians and joined the Greek army. Either way, they left her ship alone and she was able to evade capture. A figure being known for such an unorthodox tactic used as Mitsuru's ultimate persona could be a reference to Mitsuru's tactical thinking and the role she plays in planning battles. The reason why the origin of this ultimate persona is a little bit confusing is that, due to the art book specifically referencing Artemis the goddess and not really talking about Artemisia the queen very much at all, I wonder if the designers simply didn't realize that the name Artemisia referred to a real person, and just thought that it was a cooler sounding spelling of Artemis. we don't really know for sure. And because of that, any symbolism involving Artemisia herself, I'm kinda taking with a grain of salt here. If it is true that this persona is based on her though, that would make it another one of the few personas in this game to be based off of actual real-life people, as opposed to mythological figures. And while anyone with the title of Caesar was generally considered a god, and Lucia was a Catholic saint, Artemisia was never particularly considered to have any kind of supernatural powers in real life. Kind of a complicated persona, this one.
Please watch over me.
Meanwhile, Gary Sue changed into his bathrobe. And we've got some free time here. So, that event is actually pretty interesting. And once again, there's actually some different things to see if you go into all the rooms. Yeah, I think that 6 is supposed to be pronounced like a specific Japanese word, I guess. Wait. Jigglypuff has infiltrated this hotel! Run for your lives! I remember back when I first watched the Pokemon anime, I never really understood why, like, that Jigglypuff was doing it. The whole running gag was a little bit, like, incomprehensible to me. Well, that was the guy who was worried about not being able to sleep without his own pillow last time. This must be a pretty good inn. Oh. Yes, they actually did bother to draw new artwork of Akihiko for this, and I think this might be the only point in the game you actually get to see this. Yeah, it seems like that she's found a new friendship and she's finally learned to move on after her father's passing. Well, if you find a way, Garisu would like to know, except he would have already found it out a few hours earlier. And once again, more doctoring. Yeah, I always thought that he'd either want to become a police officer or a politician. So one more room to see here. That feel when your name is just student by the sliding door, when you know that you're completely insignificant in the grand scheme of this game. But yeah, something about that scene, like, I kind of didn't want to point it out originally because, I don't know, I feel like I'd be making the scene a bit too obvious, but you'll notice there that Yukari got really shocked at that one point, and I think it's probably because Mitsuru called her by her first name. You'll notice that Mitsuru has called everyone by their last name for the entire game, so that's actually very significant, and from a Japanese perspective, it really is. Yes, even Fuka and Aigus get artwork in Yukatas. However, you do not, because, yeah, they couldn't be bothered to give you another portrait, which is actually really sad. I really wish they did go to the effort of giving them yukata portraits, but they felt like only the main party was worthy of that. Oh. So that was the thing I was alluding to. The other conversation we'll be seeing soon that got a lot harsher in the wake of Gary Stu being himself and romancing everyone. Yeah, if you keep talking to Yuko on this school trip, you will really, really start feeling like a jerk. But you know what the weird thing is? I can't find Chihiro anywhere here. So, she might be one of the few school social links that I can't really seem to find anywhere on this trip, but yeah, I haven't seen her. And, of course, the Kansai accent usually gets translated as southern type stuff, but there are a few works that actually translate it as some other kind of accent. I mean, I guess the stereotypes associated with it are kind of similar. They're still here. And speaking of, I was just thinking of Lot of Heart when it came to Kansai accents, and then Evil Magistrate. Does the Still Samurai show exist in this universe then? So if this looks awkwardly edited in, it's because on my first attempt recording this, I forgot about this one conversation. And I probably mentally blocked it because it is definitely a case of too much information. But it is one that I definitely wanted to show because I find it one of the funniest things to happen on the Kyoto trip. So here it is. Yeah, too much information. Way too much information. So, I already bought this, but I looked this up, and this is actually a kind of confectionery that is... Yeah, it's made of rice flour, sugar, and cinnamon. And when this guy says here that regular Yatsuhashi is baked, the Nama version is in fact raw. And I think it's generally considered a specialty dish of Kyoto. And also because the portrait artists couldn't afford to make another portrait of you. Yes, they're all on a vacation, and he turns it into a training regimen. So, these two are here. And yeah, even Junpei, although still wearing his cap, which looks kind of jarring. But even he gets artwork in a yukata. Well, I think she's a bit better now. Well, Garrison would agree there. And that's pretty much everything we can do. I mean, we could try the hot spring again, but it looks like same as the last time, yeah. So, nothing else to do but to head back to our room. This isn't exactly the most eventful point of the game, but at least we had that major plot scene just there, and we got another Persona upgrade. We're really working our way through those. There are only a few of our party members who haven't got upgrades yet. So, time to end this day and head on to the next day of our... it's not really a vacation. It's more like just a... I guess they're probably going to get them to do assignments on all these historical sites. They usually do at school. And so it's time to end the second day of the school trip. We had a Persona upgrade today, so will tomorrow be just as memorable? Oh boy, it will be, but probably for all the wrong reasons. I mean, by the title of this video, you can probably tell what's coming. First, though, a walking tour of Kyoto. It's nice to see Mitsuru and Yukari interacting with each other like that now, and being a lot more comfortable around each other. Yes, something must have happened. We totally didn't use our amazing Plotto vision to see exactly what happened. So, we're immediately skips to evening today, So I'm just gonna try and talk to everyone like I always do. Oh, of course, exams. I'm sure I've already mentioned this. Well, yeah, university entrance exams are even worse. But when I had a school trip to Japan when I was in high school, the year below me had exams right the week we got back from the trip. So they had to spend pretty much all their time in the hotel studying, which I feel so bad for them. That was, yeah, that would have been pretty awful. But anyway, most of the rooms here are empty. So not as many people to talk to tonight. Except well, there are still a couple of social link characters hanging around. Now I'm going to deal with them later. There is a reason for that. That's kind of funny. Yeah, back when I had a school camp in, definitely before high school, I used to get annoyed when people would muck up in the room and not let people sleep. In fact, I actually did the opposite of that guy. I intentionally kicked myself out of my own group's room because I couldn't stand them just keeping everyone up. Oh. Yeah, that could... Well, I mean, Mr. Okoda's one thing, but finding random underwear in a hotel room would not be a good thing. And this line, of course, brings back memories of, I'm sure I've mentioned this already, but when I was in, not quite Kyoto, I think it was Miyajima, but a deer actually ate the map out of my sister's pocket. Like, an actual paper map. It grabbed it and ate it. That was interesting. What happened? Okay, then. They're not go-goats. The whole getting hurt by a deer thing, though, brings to mind that one scene from, I think it's Nichijou, that gets circulated all around the internet now, which is pretty great, actually. Yeah, so not only is he a senior, they're also heavy enough to probably cause severe damage to the deer if they try and ride it. So, that was interesting. Clearly something weird happened when they were out on the tour. And like I said, I'm going to deal with them later. Firstly, let's go up to the girls' area and have yet more heartbreaking conversations with Yuko. This game does a really great job of making you feel like a total jerk if you're going for a Max Social Links playthrough. Gary Stu, you are a complete jerk. Well, I mean, Yukari's one thing, but I don't think they're supposed to know that Mitsuru's club has anything to do with exercise. No, it's not really the club, more the fact that they're a playable character. That's it. That's definitely it. And nothing else to do on this floor because we've already bought all the drinks and we can't go into any of the rooms here. Yes, I am postponing the inevitable, but I want to make sure that I talk to everyone on all the floors before I do so, so... Actually, you need to go down to this floor first, though, so I actually would have needed to come here anyway. People are already trying it. It seems impossible. Not impossible for Gary Stu, though. I'm trying to talk to the other person, but I don't think they're letting me. Also, hi there. Please don't give any more disturbing stories. Okay, good. That's basically everything that's available at that shop there. And it's kind of funny, because didn't you say on the first day of the trip that you didn't really care for anything here? Meanwhile, Bebe is still fanboying as usual. Yeah, I actually have been to Kyo Mizudera. And, of course, the Kinkaku Pavilion, which was the inspiration for the burned tower in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, because the building actually did burn down in real life, but obviously it got rebuilt. The funny thing about the Ginkaku Shrine is that despite, you know, Kin is gold, Gin is silver, so it's supposed to be the Silver Shrine, it actually was not painted silver. It was planned to be painted silver, but they just didn't get around to it. And this is kind of interesting. So, this might not really make all that much sense at first, but the Nama part of Nama Yatsuhashi means roar. So, it's actually, yeah, roar. Natsuhashi. And if we talk to these two, of course, there's one more thing. Well, at least they're probably not going to get expelled. Anyway, you actually do need to talk to Junpei here. When you select Let's Go, we'll need to go back to our room to get ready for that. So, yeah, that's why we needed to come down here. And that's why I left talking to Akihiko and Ryoji here for last. Hi there, Ryoji, what are you doing? And that's all you have to say. I'm sure you think it's relaxing for a very specific reason that is common to the person who is now looking at you. But if you talk to Akihiko here, you actually get the option to save here. This might imply that something ominous is coming, and you'd be right, but not really for any battle-related reasons. There is a reason that you might want to save here, though. There's a scene coming up that can go one of two ways. I'm going to try and show both in this video. So, if you want to see both outcomes of the scene, you're going to want to save here. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And you might notice something here. Yeah, this is one of the rare times that you get somewhere other than Dormitory or Tartarus as your save location. Here's Kyoto in 2nd floor. You might actually notice that one of the save files is a lot more ahead than you'd expect. That's because there were, let's just say that my editor had issues with this video and I had to re-record it, which is very frustrating. But anyway, when we go back here, it's time to get ready for the hot spring. Pit would be proud.
Did you know that this hot spring is open to guys at certain times and girls at others?
We pretty much already did know that, but Ryoji, why are you bringing that up specifically?
No way, really? Then there's a chance it could change to girls only while we're still bathing.
And considering Gary Stu is present, that chance is probably a certainty.
But if that happens, there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, we're already here, right?
That's true. We couldn't be blamed if something like that were to happen.
Ryoji, why do I get the feeling that you've actually arranged this? That actually might mean that you and Gary Stu could get along after all.
Don't you agree?
And, well, Gary Stu definitely agrees.
Well, it's really just a hypothetical question.
Not really.
Hey, isn't it getting kind of hot in here?
So, Junpei, at what time does this hot spring change from guys only to girls only?
One thing here, though, is I just want to draw attention to the fact that in Persona 4 Arena, you can actually see the scar on Akihiko's chest, which is implied to have been given to him by the first full moon shadow. It's not present here. That's probably just an oversight, though. I mean, they're only really going to use this artwork for one scene, so it makes sense.
I'm not sure. I didn't bother to check. Right, Ryoji-kun?
Clearly something suspicious is going on.
Right, but it could happen at any moment, couldn't it, Junpei-kun?
So that's why we came at this strange time? Oh, you two are such idiots.
Calm down, man. We're just joking. Although you're right about it being a weird time to be here.
I don't think Ryoji is joking, though. I still think he planned this.
Don't worry. It's pretty late. I doubt any girls would... Shit! Someone's here. What are we gonna do?
It's probably just a guy.
Don't worry. This is simply a misunderstanding. We'll just act like we didn't know.
Wow, this hot spring is huge.
And right now, Gary Stu is going, yes, mentally.
Oh, you're right. It's the size of a swimming pool.
Well, someone did talk about doing laps around it later.
So, this is an outdoor hot spring. Unfortunately, its therapeutic healing benefits will not help me.
Because I am not an angel from Skyworld. But thankfully we know that Icus is still waterproof, so it's not going to hurt her or anything.
Damn it, it's them. What are they doing here this late?
Yes! Both Yukari-san and Fuka-san. This is my lucky night.
Idiot! You!
I really love Yuri Lowenthal's delivery on that line there.
Who's that? Is someone there?
What's the matter, Yukari? Did you hear something?
You know, I just realized this is actually the music that plays when a social link reverses, which is kind of funny.
Mitsuru's here too? Ah, man. There's no way she'll consider this just a misunderstanding.
Yeah, but it's not like we could get expelled for this, right? I mean, it was men only when we got here. So it's actually kind of funny, if you think about it.
This is Mitsuru we're talking about. If she finds us, she'll
What? She'll what?
execute us.
Oh, right, that.
Execute us?
Oh yeah, you're new here. Actually, you know, maybe it's best if we don't tell him.
Yeah, I think I heard something. Fuka, could you check over there? It could be a ghost. But okay.
So, this is kind of weird. What we get now is a sort of mini-game. So, we have to do a strange, kinda stealth minigame and avoid getting caught by the girls. Like I alluded to before, there are two possible outcomes to this scene. Personally, I think it's funnier if you get caught. So, that's the one that I'm going to show first, and the one I'm going to treat as canon.
Huh?
Fuka actually has a different scream if she catches you. That's the first time that I've actually been caught by Yukari.
Wait, this is just a misunderstanding.
Silence! I'm going to execute you all!
It was nice knowing you.
I guess this is always amazing. And so everyone died. The end. Oh, but it continues. It doesn't just stop there. We now go to the last day of the school trip, Friday. Well, for a certain definition of free.
Everyone remembers what time we're meeting at Kyoto Station, yes?
Our pride is clearly not free.
Then please be on time. If any of you are late, I'm the one who will be blamed.
I'll never forget Kyoto. How could I after last night?
That truly was an execution.
Just try to forget about it.
Looks like they're still pissed.
I just love Junpei's line in that scene. And so with that, we cut straight back to the dorm.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Things happened and you don't want to know. It was interesting. Yeah, very interesting. Junpei, I don't think some of those souvenir stories might be appropriate for him. Just saying. It's funny how he sounds sad when he says, I can't wait to hear them. Or looks sad, rather. So yes, after what just happened, we are not going to Tartarus, and, well, I mean, you aren't able to go to Tartarus tonight regardless. Now, in the dorm, the girls have different things to say based on what happened. Oh, well, yeah, that was that place where you talked to Yukari. Gary Stu might start dating you soon, and then that'll take on a whole new meaning. But anyway, I'm leaving Igus for last because her reaction is the best out of everyone. I suppose so, but Mitsuru might have gone a little overboard. And now the best one by far. I love that so much. I'm so annoyed that isn't voiced. If I ever met Karen Strassman at a convention, I would request that she voice that line because that would be amazing. And meanwhile, nothing much on the news. I'll talk to Ken later. Sure you don't. And this sequence of lines is great too. It's actually implied that Akihiko may have been quote-unquote executed by Mitsuru before, so kind of interesting. But yes, here's the thing that we can give to Ken that we bought specifically. There's actually no benefit for doing this at all, but it's just nice to do. And then you get this line. Yeah, you'll understand someday, Ken. You'll understand someday. So that's pretty much everything that we can do tonight. So now I'm going to go and show you, or at least attempt to show you, as this did take several tries, what happens if you succeed in that minigame and successfully hide from the girls. That changes up how things go over the few scenes afterwards and tonight in the dorm. So, cutting to that right now. I really wish that Deep Breath played here, I just realized. So, it's kind of embarrassing, but I actually had to look up a guide for how to do this, because on all of my playthroughs, I always deliberately get caught. So, yeah. Okay, so that's, I guess, is almost noticing. So, you basically just have to go, like, as far to this side as possible.
Intruders.
Oh, wait, I already got caught. Well, that's an interesting way to get on the fail channel. Not getting caught in the hot springs, take 2. So let's just go not all the way up to where Igus is, just around here. The only thing is, I don't know if the others, like, actually count. Or if you can even hide over here, maybe? Not... See, again, like, because I deliberately get caught every time I try this, I'm not really sure how you're supposed to do this. People do say it's really easy once you know how, though. Okay. So... when they go to try the other side, Where are they, actually?
Okay, they're going that way. Right, so... just, I guess, sticking around here maybe, although they could loop all the way back around. I don't know where Yukari is, and I'm kind of worried that she's going to come out and jump scare me at the worst possible time. I do know that eventually... I have no idea where they are at this point. Oh crap, yeah, that's probably... So you do have the option to hide here. You do have to during the third phase of this. Oh, and I think she's seen us. Or not. Wait, what? I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. Unless we're... Are we stuck in some kind of loop here? Huh. Maybe I've actually screwed this up. What happens if we choose to hide here again? I think I've probably screwed this up. She's just gonna stay there, isn't she? She's stuck there. She is not gonna move on at all. And the moment we get out of here... Okay, Mitsuru's over there.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Something kind of interesting that I just noticed is that you can't actually pause in this segment of the game.
I know Fuga eventually comes around this end. Oh, she must do a full loop then. So I guess if you hide here, maybe. Because I know that eventually there's a third phase of this.
Okay, this must be the third phase. Well, that's probably a good thing that she's... Okay, so when she suggests splitting up, that's when you need to go into the middle to hide, though I'm not sure of the current... Okay, so Fuga's already over there. Yeah, so that's when you need to go here and say hide. Oh. Wait, she's going the... Or I do that too early. Maybe I did that too early. Is she going to get into another one of those times where she's stuck here? Oh, I might have done this too early again. She's probably permanently stuck doing this. Because she keeps trying to turn around, but then she keeps doing that. How many tries will this take? Unless we can sneak away from her like that, and then wait until she starts going away. Which it looks like she's doing now. And then hide here. Maybe this will work. Yeah, maybe like this would be... I think this is the third time, so this would literally be third time's the charm. Now it's just a waiting game, I guess. There is an awful lot of waiting if you're trying to do this mini-game successfully. Always whenever there's a stealth segment in a non-stealth game, it usually never works out too well. In this case, there's just a lot of waiting here. A lot of waiting. Okay, well, Yukari's coming around this side. So yeah, this is apparently when you're supposed to hide in here. So hopefully she should eventually decide to give up. So once again, it's just waiting. Watching just below the text box of Big Hot Spring there, those leaves swirling around. Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm getting kind of bored of this. This has been almost 5 minutes, seriously. This is quite a long time for one little minigame to go on for. And again, I don't really think the reward is all that worth it. I mean, if you're getting an increase in social link points, if you, like, depending on how this scene went, it would be kind of interesting, although it would be kind of frustrating for a run because you'd have to restart until you got the right outcome. But it sure looks as though nothing's happening at the moment, so hopefully this should just end on its own. And yeah, that's it, okay? So that's how to get away with it. And yeah, that actually literally took 5 minutes, so... yeah, all that just to see the other variation of this scene.
There's nothing there. Sorry, it must have been my imagination.
They were pretty persistent in trying to find the source of that.
Doesn't the water seem a little hot? I'm beginning to feel faint.
It appears that Yamagishi's ability is ineffective when she's without clothing.
Well, of course it is.
Yeah, summoning your persona in here would be kind of, probably not a good idea to do in front of a whole bunch of other students.
To be honest, I am rather surprised by the difference between human bodies. More specifically...
I have a feeling I know where this is going.
Okay, that's enough, I guess. Let's go. I'll treat you to some ice cream.
Well, at least Yukari immediately cut it off before the anime cliche of comparing bust sizes in the hot spring happened. No, that didn't stop it from happening anyway in Persona 4.
Ice cream would be quite useful. I require some cooling down.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably not a good idea for her to be in this much heat for too long. And so...
okay, they're gone. Phew, that was close.
what has become of our heroes?
They never would have survived Mitsuru's execution.
Yeah, well, about that, I decided to make that happening the canon universe, so sorry.
Huh?
And they passed out.
Looks like they passed out. Well, I guess that's what they deserve.
So, Junpei and Ryoji get owned anyway. Junpei can't really catch a break, can he? Ryoji pretty much deserved it at this point, though. I'm not going to argue with that. So I just want to see the differences in the scenes here and back at the dorm for the successful version of that minigame. Although, once again, the trip was kind of
Everyone remembers what time we're meeting at
memorable
Kyoto
for all the
Station,
wrong
yes?
reasons.
Then please.
Those lines are the same, so I can just skip through them.
I thought Kyoto was gonna blow, but it really wasn't that bad.
Well, that's a totally different attitude to last time.
I guess it's mostly because of last night.
What, when you knocked yourself unconscious? Yeah, that's a really memorable experience.
You know, in the hot spring?
Yeah, I know. Keep your voice down.
Yeah, if they find out,
What's going on, guys?
you'll get executed anyway.
We're just having a, reflection meeting.
Oh yeah? What are you reflecting on?
Huh? Nothing.
Okay. Whatever.
I wonder if Igus picked up anything suspicious there.
This is our secret. You guys better take it to the grave.
Yes, I will not mention to anybody that you and Ryoji just got yourselves totally owned that time. Even though it's kind of obvious something like that happened because, well, it's Junpei.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, this is pretty much the same, yeah. But, want to see what happens if you try to talk to particular people around the dorm now. Okay, so that's a case of you just lose dialogue. And in this case, you also lose a bit of dialogue. Oh, wait, that's actually different. Wait, she said something new there. Oh, yeah. Yes, just some monkeys. Yeah, definitely monkeys. Unfortunately, you don't get Aigis' amazing line here. Yeah, it's worth it just for commencing ignore mode alone. And another case of you just lose out on dialogue there. Okay, after I give you the souvenir... Oh, and you're saying the exact same thing, I guess, because that works in both contexts. Yes, if with anyone other than Mitsuru, you might have got away with it, but her, no. Unfortunately, that has already happened to you. So that's what happens. Personally, I think getting caught is a lot funnier, so I'm going to make that the canon version of events. That actually, however, is not everything that we need to do tonight. Because tonight we can actually go for a walk with Koromaru, and Ken can come with us. And well, it's only fair since Ken didn't come to Yakushima. I mean, well, of course, it's only fair since Ken didn't come on the school trip, so we get to spend more time with him like this. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Often, yeah, dogs always get sad when their owners are away for a long time. Yes, fun. Fun and pain, but also fun. But also pain. Wonder if they watched that DVD that we got for Koromaru of the movie. And yeah, this makes a lot of sense given that Ken and Koromaru ended up fighting as a team together in Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. And so, the school trip is over. Tomorrow we'll actually be doing something very significant. So, see you then.